Hi guys, you're welcome to another interesting installment here on my channel where I talk about good stuff like faith, lifestyle, a little bit of entertainment here and there, and basic things that I consider interesting to my audience and also to myself. Okay, so today I'm going to be discussing something that I feel is, basically going to be beneficial to undergraduates, people that are just getting into the university, people that want to get into the university. And I believe it's also going to be important to people who are already in the university. There's also a thing or two for students of the university, undergrads, to learn from this video. So in this video, I'll be sharing 5 basic stuff that I want to tell every undergraduate. I think if we know these things, then it would help us stay in the university to be smoother. I think there are some mistakes that undergraduates make, and one of the reasons why they make these mistakes is because they don't have people who share some of the mistakes that they have also made. And I feel like if they share their mistakes, then other people will make it. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to share some mistakes that I made and some mistakes that I saw other people making that you shouldn't make in order to make your stay in the university to be more interesting. If you're interested in this stuff, stick around. Let's go. So the first mistake that I feel people make in the university is that they can be super apathetic, right? They just enter into the university and the only thing they want to do is graduate, which is not a bad thing, which is actually what you should want to do. But I kind of feel like there are so many things that the university offers, and I don't know why a lot of Nigerian students, most especially, don't know. I don't know, but we don't know. I didn't know that the university had this much to offer till I got in. There's so many things. It mustn't necessarily just be for the certificate, right? There are so many things that, pardon me if you hear background noises, those are my neighbors. I cannot tell them to stay inside, so you're just going to be hearing some few noises. Please pardon me. Okay, so the idea of being apathetic, the idea of feeling that the only thing the university has to offer is a certificate, that is a lie. There are so many other things that you can learn by simply being a student of the university. You can learn a lot of things, guys. I don't even want to go into stuff, but you can learn a lot of things. Politically, you can enter into different groups and be strengthened both in schooling. You can learn leadership by simply being in the university. So I feel like that's one mistake that a lot of students make. They just enter into school and the only thing they want to do is just to finish school, just read my book. No, don't be apathetic with things that go on in your church. Don't be apathetic with things that go on in class. Don't be apathetic with things that go on in your associations and all of that. Try your very best to join in. It will also help you in life. This is one mistake I feel like I personally made. I was highly apathetic. I just wanted to graduate, and it's not like it's a bad thing, because that also has its advantages, because taking on too much on your plate might also negatively affect your results and all of that. So please, whatever you're taking on, take it on sensibly so that it won't affect your results. But the idea is just generally don't act like you don't care about other things. Try to get involved in other things that can help you. That's my number one. Number two, build strong friendships and strong relationships. That is so important. Now, you just find yourself here with a couple of people you don't know, but the thing is, like I said, you don't know them and you don't know what their future would look like. You don't know what tomorrow will be like. And I'm not the kind of a person that'll tell you don't know what tomorrow will be like because of what they do, but also you don't know what tomorrow will be like because you don't also know what you can do for them. It's a two-way thing. You don't know how you can help people and you don't know how people can help you. Like, fam, it's not even about jobs and money. It's so good to, I fear people who say they don't have friends. I don't have friends. I'm a lone ranger, my dear. This whole life, like, human beings are relational, so you should have friends. When you enter into the university or you enter into a social setting, nobody wins any award for not having friends. As a matter of fact, when you have friends, there are some things that you just save yourself from because you have someone else who can help you. You definitely would need friends because of the now and because of the future, because there are sometimes some classes you might be at home and then someone just buzzes you up and tells you there's a class or something. You really need to have friends. You really need to build social skills. You really need to, don't just be that kind of a person that enters into the school and you're like, oh no, I don't really care, I don't know, I'm a lone ranger, my dear, you will not last in school. Okay, sorry if I'm I wanted to maintain my tuition in this video. Sorry if I'm deviating, but really you should build strong friendships. Number 3, getting skills and getting, something by the side, stuff by the side. Now, before I came into school, this wasn't an actual thing, but now I've realized that it has become an actual thing. And one of the reasons why I'd advise you to do this is because I'm in my finals, and that has become a very, very bugging issue to me, getting something to do by the side. Because number one, you can't absolutely rely on your family members for everything you need, and like stuff like, especially when it comes to the certificate that you are trying to get. You're reading to be a graduate of mathematics, of economics, of engineering, I'm reading to be a graduate of theater arts, but then not more often than not, you won't get a job immediately you graduate, right? So you absolutely need something by the side. And truth is, at this age, it's not everything you can ask your parents for, and it's not everything they would actually give you. And I don't know, for the sake of independence and being a little more mature with money, it makes more sense to have something to do by the side, because by the time you come out, you won't just get a job straight up. You might not just get a job straight up. And having something to do by the side, I mean, it's even a Nigerian thing now. It's like, it's everywhere. You should just, even people who are in paid employment, they also still have side stuff that they're doing. So please, my number 3 is get something to do, learn a skill, and try to follow it up. I learned a lot of skills, but I think one of the mistakes I made is I didn't follow anyone up. So I'm going to try my best to be putting energy into following a lot of skills that I learned up. Number 4, your spirituality. Oh God, I cannot begin to count how many students entered the university and they were bubbling in the Lord. They were hot for Jesus Christ of Nazareth. They were ready to do a lot of things. Yeah, they were ready to do a lot of things for the Lord, but by the time they got into the university, please pardon that noise, that was a motorcycle. They were ready to do a lot of things. They were going to church in their year 1, but before you knew it, they started slacking. You have to make sure that you solidify your spirituality, the church you attend. Don't just choose a church and be invisible in that church, especially when your parents are not around to always force you, or there's really no authority around. When you enter into a church, try to make friends so that you have people that will come and check up on you and push your faith a little more. Don't just sit and say, I'm going to go to church. By the time you enter into the university, this thing happens 8 out of 10 times you find very, very highly spiritual people. When they enter the university and they stay for a while, they start asking themselves if the whole idea is even important. So I've also been tempted by that, but one of the things I felt that really helped me was having people around me that kept on advising me to go back to church and to keep on trying to root my faith and do things that build up my faith. Also try and get responsibilities in church so that people can actually call you and hold you accountable, and you'd always find your way back. Number 5, which is my last point, getting mushy too early. Yes, this thing really shocked me, but when I was in my first year, I noticed that there was this, I don't know whether someone sprayed something into the air. Everybody was just falling in love, like 1 week after we got into the university. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because I've seen people get married from just relationships in the university, and it's so beautiful. It's necessary, like I said, build strong friendships and relationships. But please don't just, I don't know how I would say this so that it won't sound weird, but don't just fall in love the day you enter school. You get, especially if you're looking for something long and lasting. I feel like you should study characters and behaviors. Like 2 days, 3 days, people are already, and it's scary, fam. It's scary. People that don't know themselves from anywhere, in a matter of days, they're already in relationships, and it's just not ideal. Just give it some time. You get, that's all I'm asking for. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but give it some time. Build friendships, and if they eventually metamorphose into relationships that will end up being long lasting, then so be it. But please don't just, when you enter your year 1, before you know it, you have all those meetings and then you fall in love. I didn't advise you that. Do you? Yeah? Okay, so I think those are my top 5. If you guys have more questions, or you have more comments or points that you think you'd want to advise a fresher, then leave it in the comment section down below. I would love to read it and talk a little more on it. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Till next time, peace out. I'm feeling so hot. So I have to fan myself. Oh God, how will I do this video? I'm fanning myself.